Hey guys!
We are back on BuzzChomp.
Make sure you're subscribed.
Thank you. Oh yeah.
The Walking Dead. All about the sex and violence and Michonne and Rick's sexcation. This past Sunday's episode was really all about Rick and Michonne. Normally, I get super frustrated when they do these like slower episodes where you're like, oh, come on, we got so much going on. But I dug it, guys. I dug it. The Walking Dead is not a sex show, but man, this episode, it was all about Michonne and Rick and their little sexcation, and we friggin' loved it. We friggin' loved it. Rick and Michonne on their quest for guns. Michonne was like obsessing about needing to find the guns, while Rick was like, let's take our time. We liked this, guys. We liked this because it kind of showed what was kind of going on with Rick, with Michonne, who definitely are both like all for this fight with Negan, all for going to war and all of that. But we liked the dichotomy of the two sides. Rick was all about kind of like taking that moment, like they don't need to rush it. I kind of liked that because I feel like in the past, Rick has been so rushing things. Like he was always rushing things, like even with Alexandria and like kind of like coming to terms with, oh, they need to keep this place and they need to show them all what was going on and like all that doctor stuff and Jesse and blah, blah, blah. He rushed all that. But now it seems like he's really learned from his mistakes and he was kind of like taking in everything that had gone on in the past couple of months, I guess. Is it a couple months? I don't know how long it's been. But over this past period with Negan and really taking it in. On the flip side, Michonne was like, no, we need to find these guns. We need to find them right now. No, we need to find them. She wanted to be like, okay, well, let's go back. Let's regroup and then let's go back out again. But she felt like so anxious, like she needed to find them, like she needed to make it happen like right away, which was super interesting, but not surprising because we did have Michonne go off and kill that savior and want to like find out where Negan lived and all that. And she was kind of like rushing this process before. So you could tell she was still in the rushing stages, but she was willing to go along with Rick, and we liked that. OMG, guys, though, all that sex. Woo! We knew Rick and Michonne are together. We really only saw that one true sexual moment when they like first got together and then Jesus finds them and blah, blah, blah and all that. Since then, we've seen some hand-holding, we've seen some kissing, we've seen some moments. But we really got to see this, oh, okay, they're full on. We liked it. We weren't expecting this from the show, though. It's not really like that. I mean, the comics are more like that. Like in the comics, they show a lot of sex. Like Glenn and Maggie were having sex all the time, guys. Michonne and Morgan are together. You see some of their sex. Rick and Andrew are together. You see some of their sex. But otherwise, we haven't really seen this much sex. And we dug it. We liked it. We liked the break. As much sex as this episode had, it equally had enough violence of killing all those walkers. OMG, guys. So they found a place that had a lot of guns. 60 guns to be exact. That's a lot. Maybe their stash before had a little bit more because they had like that rocket launcher and like all those types of things. This was a haul. And Rick and Michonne like obliterated those walkers. Obliterated them. It was badass. And not only did they find all those guns, they found tons of food. They got like a haul. We loved it. Those walkers had been there a really long time, so those deaths were pretty gross. And then what about the walkers killing that deer? Aw, the deer that Rick owed Michonne. We loved that. We loved that little homage back to before with Negan and giving the deer to Negan. We got to talk a little bit about Michonne and this flip that she's had, like when she thought Rick was being eaten, but it was really the deer, and she like didn't want to live anymore. Okay. We get it. She's in a sex trance, guys. She's in a sex trance. But no matter what, and when you're in a sex trance, you can't She can't. She's got to go on. And we really hope that Rick brought home that message. We hope that while there's sexcation and all this violence and getting the guns and getting the food and all of that, that she realized that, sure, this is amazing and awesome and they're having a wonderful relationship here. But if something happens to him, she's got to go on. She's got to take care of Carl. She's got to take care of Judas. She's got to take care of everyone. We can't have Michonne, like, going inside herself. We don't like that. They do have Michonne do that in the comics because she has another failed relationship in the comics, and we don't want to spoil things. Well, Morgan dies, Ezekiel dies in the comics. So she's with Morgan, and then she's with Ezekiel right after, and so she spirals out of control. We don't want that Michonne for this. So we hope that Rick kind of like got that under control. She can still be in her sex trance, but she can't just want to give up. We really enjoyed the sexcation episode. There was a lot of violence, a lot of sex. They got their guns, but they need more. They need more. It really showed what Rick and Michonne can do. I mean, they took out all those walkers. Then they were in the car and like that whole thing. They're badass, guys. They're badass. Comment below. Let me know what you all thought about the sex and violence in this episode. Yeah, kids, yeah. The Walking Dead.
Tune back in.
More from Mandy and Dan
On BuzzChomp.
Subscribe.
Oh yeah, thank you.